Hi there. I don't really make art commentary anymore, but this topic piqued my interest because this isn't the first time something like this has happened, and I'm gonna put my 2 cents in because of that. Sorry if my voice changes whenever I'm being philosophical or whatever the fuck, or rational. I accidentally make my voice higher pitched so I can get my thoughts out. I don't know, it's really weird. I don't know if you've noticed that. I do that almost every video unless I'm speaking straight from my mind and not trying to come up with anything. Anywho. Let's move on. Let's get into the actual contents. If you don't know me, I'm Daisy, otherwise known as Cupidite. As I said before, I don't really make art commentary anymore, but I said in the past I would make videos on things that interested me, such as this, rather than incredibly serious things calling out abusers and predators. I don't know, it's just not really my thing. It makes me upset. It's really stressful to handle, but since this is more a general consensus rather than something I have to actively work on, I would rather talk about this instead. Yeah, that's my explanation. And also, people like my opinions because I'm based and I'm awesome. So that's why you should still subscribe to me and look at my art, my furry animations, blah blah blah, whatever. And also, I'd like to give a trigger warning for topics such as nauseism, grooming, etc. Viewer discretion is advised, and please keep yourself safe. And also, this video, as well as my other ones, is 16+. Yay. Okay, today I'll be talking about Gigglegunks, Sorry, these names are so crazy. Sorry. Okay, today we'll be talking about Gigglegunks, a popular animator notable for making the House of Puso a internet web series. The aesthetic is kind of akin to Alfred's Playhouse, if you know what that is. It was a web series made by Emily Eustace, who isn't an amazing person, but it got popular because its representation of trauma and also problematic subjects such as nauseism and sexual assault. It was sort of an artistic representation of that, and it was looked down upon because of that. That's kind of what's going on with Gigglegunks, both in his series and what I'm about to talk about. I can tell he takes heavy inspiration from this, which isn't a problem, by the way. I applaud it because, inspiration is good. Inspiration flows around you, and even the most raunchiest of media can inspire you to create things of your own. Now, that doesn't mean go and be an edgelord because you saw something edgy online. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if something inspires you to create, no matter how vulgar it is, then I say go for it. And in the shortest way I can put it, it's basically human nature. Just because certain things don't resonate with you doesn't mean it can't resonate with other people, because, spoiler alert, I say this a lot and I really hate to say it because I say it in nearly every video, but everyone is different. Everyone has chemicals in their brain that combine and make new emotions and new reactions to things. That also isn't to say that every reaction is valid, but I would say in forms of art and media, it is valid because that's how you choose to express it without harming yourself or others. If you feel affected by a piece of media because it's raunchy and it looks like it's not supposed to be made, that's not really for you to say because the creator made it for a completely different reason, unless they specify otherwise. It's to shock people. And even so, if it shocks you and it doesn't shock another, then alas, that's why it was created. Media like this has existed since the beginning of time. I mean, hell, my favorite movies are literally Gummo and Solo. I love them to bits, dude. I'm not even joking. And as much as I want to go on for hours about how much I love them, I'll simplify it. Gummo has a lot of quote-unquote problematic things, such as the desecration and murders of kittens, which, if you think about it past that point, I'd say is a symbolism for purity. My friend Sophie Rose actually helped me come up with that point because we were watching it and she was really disgusted by that, but she still found the beauty in it because it did mean something. And Solo, also known as the 120 Days of Sodom, features very graphic depictions of sexual abuse and also torture of children, which is a symbol for how corrupt the government was in that time. They actively used their powers to hurt the other minority, and that is the poor and essentially the weak. And still, even with these being taken into account, people still choose to look down on these films as well as the book because it's raunchy and it's gross. It looks like it's not supposed to be created because of how gross it is. But I've also discovered those who grew up in these environments and also were affected by things such as government power resonate with these films much more because it sticks with them. Now, how does that tie back to this topic? I mean, I kind of just explained it, but I'll explain it again. Art disturbs the comfort and comforts the disturbed. You know, that saying, basically. And I'm not pulling this out of my ass. There are actually psychological elements to this as well. It's actually referred to as catharsis, and that is the emotional release, purification, or purging of strong repressed emotions such as pity, fear, or anger, resulting in calmness, relief, or psychological betterment. It originates from Aristotle's theory of tragedy to describe the cleansing effects of art, and it is now used in psychology to describe releasing pent-up trauma or frustration, often referred to as venting. If you can create art about self-harm and make it look distressing, then you can also make it appear as the opposite, and it can mean the exact same thing. It's more about your internal feelings. If people choose to platform this online, I know there's like a debate like, oh, you should keep this private. But in my personal opinion, I believe that if you want to share these things, you can. If you want people to see the beauty in this and also relate to it, then you can. Of course, there's going to be a significant amount of people who don't get it and look down upon you for this, but you know what you feel, and others who experience this know how you feel. That's also why I tend to either vent or post my vents publicly, because I know people will always respond to it and give advice or, find comfort in it. I like to see the general consensus on it, even if not everyone can understand it. This also ties into anti-censorship. Anywho, what exactly did Gigglegunks get in trouble for? He created an animation of which a Nazi armband was plastered on him, and people quickly assumed that he was a Nazi because of this. And well, is he a Nazi? No. The answer is no. I'm gonna give it to you straight. This animation was leaked by close peers of his to cause direct harm on him. This animation was made because he was groomed by Nazis. Also, I'm sorry, I've realized I keep saying Nazi instead of Nazi. I don't know why I do that. I have a speech impediment, please have mercy on me. If you don't have your head in your ass, you can clearly see the character in the animation is distressed to begin with. This doesn't look like it was made to be edgy, it looks like it was made because the person who made it was having a mental breakdown. And please do not start that shit where you're like, oh, well, I have this, I have that, and I don't create art like this. I was groomed by Nazis and I don't do this. I don't care, I can promise you. I don't care and nobody else cares, and people who truly suffer from this do not care. And I'm saying this as somebody who has done the exact same thing because of the exact same reasons. This isn't coming from blindness or apathy or shrugging it off. Actually, it's coming from the complete opposite intention because I've been through it. You have to keep in mind when children create these things, they don't do it out of nowhere. Like, before he exposed that he was being groomed, why did nobody think, okay, why is this child making this? Even if they're 17, why are they making this? How did they find out these things existed, and why did they potentially glorify it? Because I assure you it didn't happen overnight. And my assumption was correct. It did not happen overnight. It happened over a long period of time where adults took advantage of them. I also don't understand why people are like, okay, well, how do you get taken advantage of over the internet? I don't understand the point of saying that because evidently it happened. Evidently it's affecting this kid so much to the point where he has to make art so he doesn't harm himself. I'd also like to point out, he's not too old or whatever because these things can happen at any age. He used his maturity and chose to make something that meant something to him out of it. It was not supposed to be posted for that reason. It was a good choice to keep this private because only the people it was sent to knew the context behind it. And alas, they still decided to leak it, which shame on them. I hate people like that because they're so nasty. They're worse than the person creating this art. They knew this person didn't have ill intent and that this entire situation was morally gray. It wasn't morally good or morally bad. It's gray. You're not supposed to judge it in that way. I'd argue it's not supposed to be judged at all because, again, it wasn't supposed to be posted. And unfortunately, I can't really say I'm surprised because, again, this exact same thing happened with me and I was called a Nazi for like 2-3 years on end. And hell, even with my black, Japanese, disabled, mentally retarded self, I'm still called a Nazi because of the things that I was groomed into. People don't understand. Yes, groups of people, or hell, even a singular person can affect you so much to the point where your morals can be corrupted. That does not mean excuse it, but this isn't an excuse. It is quite literally, point blank, the exact thing that happened. Like, people will harass the children making these animations but not harass the people doing it, which is insane. You have lots of other things to worry about. Look at 764, go report them to cyber tips or something. And then the people attacking this person aren't even talking about the ideologies, they're just calling the animation bad and saying, oh, it's just edge slop, it's this and it's that, buzzword. They don't care and they never do. And I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it. I know this video is not even going to affect anything because people will just continue to do this to the next person whose vent animation gets leaked, or the next mentally ill child who decides to post it on their internet because they want support and stability that they can't find at home. And I'm going to be so real, this genuinely upsets me. Like, I feel like blood boiling. I can't emphasize it enough. I just really hope in the future we can actually look at these situations and assess it properly, but the art community, it's run by a bunch of mentally inept kids who preach morality like they haven't made mistakes before that may or may not have affected other people. So all I can say is, just try not to be one of those people. Try to spread the word if you see this happening again, because this is not cool at all. This is not funny. This is not cute. This isn't something to laugh about. Even if you thought the animation was funny because it's like quote-unquote edgelord buzzword, just at least try to think about it and be a little more empathetic, because you have to also realize people do not grow up the same way as you. I did not know the full extent of the history of World War II until last year. That's how bad this is, dude. Like, I was a yes man for fascists. They told me that, oh, Hitler had black people, so it's okay. Jewish people are bad, etc., etc. And you know that's not true, but nobody decided to intervene. They instead decided to dogpile me. They instead decided to call me names. They instead decided to make fun of completely unrelated things such as my art and my general character. And I'll tell you this, it did absolutely nothing but solidify that belief. And I've said this in the past, but I had to call my friend for about 3 hours and we had to watch World War II history videos so that I could understand, because even when I was in school, they did not teach me correctly. I got my fucking information from 4chan, dude. That is ridiculous. But nobody wants to talk about that side, do they? They want to talk about the art. They want to talk about me being a quote-unquote evil anti-Semitic Nazi, and not the factors that led up to those false beliefs. But they do not care about that. So yes, I feel unbearable empathy for this person. I don't know the full extent of their drama, but for this specific situation, I feel incredibly bad. I know exactly how it feels. I can feel myself in their shoes and everything, because I know exactly how it feels. And the reminder, this animation wasn't even solidifying their beliefs. It was a vent animation about the situation. And they have cleared this up publicly. They have apologized and everything. So please, 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 please get a grip. That's my 2 cents. I'm really sick of this community, but I hope you enjoyed. If share your thoughts in the comments. You know, I reply to everything. I like reading comments. I like reading views. If you don't agree, tell me why. I like debating. I'll go back and forth with you for all I care. I don't play about the safety of children. I'm serious. I do not play about that. It means so much to me, especially as somebody who has been in those shoes. It's not funny. It's not fun to be in. And seeing the effects of it is even worse. But you can prevent these things. Please check on your friends, dude. Check on these people. Please, bro. I'm serious. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my unscripted rant. I really do. Subscribe to me. Commission me. Go look at my art or something. Goodbye. Daisy out.